You're listening to Brigade Radio 1.
Welcome to the Antisocial Show.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming to get you.
And here's your hosts, Underblock and Tyson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Antisocial Show, a show that loves and thinks it's funny when Rick makes Morty's life a living hell and puts him in danger. I am Hunter Block, and he is
Tyson Sainer. Yes, Rick and Morty is quite funny.
It definitely is, dude. I finally broke down and watched every single episode they had, and
Wow.
I see what everyone was talking about. It's definitely hilarious.
I've seen probably half of the first season, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't had
you need
time
to watch the.
beyond. Well, I have, yeah. So I probably have access to Hulu, so I could probably see it now.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if it's like in the earlier episodes or in like the middle of those episodes, but have you been introduced to a Meeseek yet?
Oh, Mr. Meeseeks?
Yes.
Yes. I'm familiar with Mr. Meeseeks. Yeah, that's still pretty early in the first season, so yeah. The blue guys.
Oh my God.
The blue
Yes.
guys who like have to. Well, how? Well, you. Oh, actually, give me a second here.
Okay.
I don't like the way that looks. There. Nice flat. Now it looks like I'm sitting in front of a door, kind of.
Absolutely.
A gigantic door. You were saying?
Yes. So obviously you know what it is, and if you haven't seen the episode, no spoilers, but it is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in that one episode. That's how hilarious it was.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh, it definitely is. Because like, would you leave your son, with your wife's like deranged, old, drunken father?
Well, in the case of the cartoon, no. But I mean, my wife's father is a nice man, nice, polite man. So he's nothing like Rick.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
He's very
good.
he's very un-Rick-like.
Very un-Rick-like.
Yeah, Rick is pretty funny. Rick is like, Rick is like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future turned up to 11 or whatever.
Well, right, except Doc Brown was like the G-rated version of what Rick is.
Sure, yeah. I like in the same season. I remember I've only seen like half of the first season. There's an episode that involves like Inception type stuff where they go into dreams and people's dreams. And I really like that episode as well. That was hilarious. That was really funny.
Now refresh my memory if I'm wrong. That was the one where there was like a knockoff of Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Scary Larry, something Teddy. Maybe it's Teddy, Eerie Teddy, Creepy Teddy, Scary Teddy.
Creepy Teddy.
And it's all his fingers are knives, or something. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I can't remember.
You know what? Yeah. I'm about to go off on a serious tangent here, so please, I apologize in advance.
Scary Terry, I think is what it was. I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Anyone out there listening and watching this, I am sorry now, but when it comes to like someone that has a name like Creepy Ted or Creepy Teddy, then you really have to understand that such a creeper exists in small towns. I don't know why that. I don't know it to be true. I just know that it is. Like the dude that you don't want like near your wives and so forth.
Oh, okay. No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure in every town there's a creeper.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe not a really small town, like really small.
Like a big town.
Yeah, because maybe the numbers like as far as maybe if there's like let's say 1 in 25 people, then if it's a 23-person town, then maybe they're missing the creeper, or that just makes this wow, that's like one of those murder mysteries where everybody thinks they know everybody so well, and then they get them into the parlor at the end, and then it's like, and you at 3:00, but that contradicts your thing, so therefore, person behind me is the killer. Sorry, yeah.
Speaking of murder mysteries, and I'm so glad that the conversation tonight is flowing as easy as it is, because when I was standing outside smoking a cigarette, I had one of those like, oh shit, I don't know what to talk about tonight kind of moments. And don't ask me why, and this is like my 4th time having said thought. But anyway, getting back to murder mysteries. Mm-hmm. So last week we did an episode with a guest, and I'm not saying who because they have to listen to the episode. And by the time they have listened to this, they would have already heard that anyway. So I'm still not giving out any spoilers on who it was. But I also managed to record 2 more solo episodes by myself, right? Kind of like a rainy day thing.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah.
But on one of those episodes, I talk about said murder mystery. So since you did bring up murder mysteries, I think, didn't we bring up the Oriental Express or not? We did, right?
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes. Didn't we bring that up last episode?
Last episode?
Yeah. Or was it an episode before that?
I think it has come up before, but it's been a few episodes back. We definitely talked about, it'd be great if there was a wiki, but neither one of us could make it because you're not allowed to edit your own wiki. So
that's very true. Anyway,
so that's a bummer. But anyway,
I want people's opinions on the ending of this movie.
Of Murder on the Orient Express?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. So without giving any spoilers, well, do you just want people to say how they felt without spoiling anything? That would be funny because we're not saying how it ended.
Correct.
So they could also not say how it ended and say how they felt about it without giving anything away. That would be hilarious to have people try. In fact, if you're listening right now, it's not live. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
It's not live.
I know.
So yeah, yes. What about murder mysteries? Oh, you brought it up on one of your solo casts, so that's why you're touching on it now, because I mentioned it.
Yes,
it's an interesting kind of. So why also? Sorry, go ahead. Here.
So I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you brought it up, yes. So on, I think the second one or the first one of those 2 that I did by myself, I did ask people's thoughts on said movie. So if I don't decide to cut that part out, and if they do eventually hear it, they're going to be basically asked the same question. But you know what? I want people's answers right now anyway. So, and like I said, I can just cut that part out in the other one. So,
yeah. I'm really not sure. I'm thinking of a bunch of different things, like trying to figure out how we could theoretically get somebody on with us, like now. Somehow, like going on Twitter and being like, hey, we're live right now, Skype in to be part of the conversation or something like that. I'd have to retweet it because Antisocial Show 1 doesn't have very many followers right now.
No, it doesn't.
And you'd have to retweet it as well. But it might work that way because between the 2 of us, I think we have a decent amount of followers. But Antisocial Show, the account, Antisocial Show 1, the account doesn't have very many followers. As like, I think it might have under 30. I'm not sure.
It's a start.
Oh yeah, of course it's a start. It's just considering that we each have a decent amount of followers at the moment. Not bragging. It's just we do have a decent amount.
How many followers do I have? I don't even remember.
Oh, I didn't think we needed to go into the numbers necessarily, but we both have decent amounts. So
yes, we do.
I'm curious. So yeah, we could see what the account has, what the show specific account has. Anti show numero 1. Oh yes, Hunter. Antisocial show 1. There it is.
Yes.
Okay, it's loading up the account.
Perfect.
Okay, 100. Well, there are 10 followers currently. 10 followers. Antisocial show has 10 followers. Let's see if we can improve that.
Yay!
Okay,
Good for you.
Could you tweet out that and see, like, if there's a question, would you like to talk about talk to, we're live, would you like to talk to us, Skype us at, and then REVT23, and you can try adding him to Skype or whatnot, you know what I mean?
So I can,
Or yours. You can add him to your Skype if you like. And then that should go out on the antisocial thing, and then I'll retweet that to the people that I have, and you can also retweet it to the people that you have, and maybe we'll get a bite. And then we can put the phones down and see what happens, and maybe nothing will, but so I'll wait for it to be.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool. It's, some behind the scenes stuff, but a lot of this will kind of get left on the cutting room floor, as it were. It's because I don't need to keep everything. I'm not that starved for content right now. Yet.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hashtag antisocial show.
Yes.
I'm going to tell them to hashtag it. This way we'll see it.
Okay, but I mean, if they want to just, we'll get one of us. You'll get a notification that somebody's trying to add you, and then we can see what happens. This could be, a really bad idea, but it could be fun.
Could be.
Could be fun. Excuse me. All right, so let's see. I'm going to refresh it so I can see the tweet, because this doesn't refresh on its own, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. Had you not tweeted out yet?
Yes, I just tweeted it out.
You just did. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun on that.
Yep.
Let's try that again. Hunter mentioned you. View. What's up, Pupil? Hunter here. I have a question. Come join us. Skype in RFT and Hunter Block on Skype. Hashtag us at Antisocial Show 1. No, that's not a hashtag. That's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have screwed up the hashtag, but you get it. Just hashtag. Hold on, let me just.
Yeah, well, you got to retweet it too if you like. Or did you want to delete it and try again?
Yeah, I'm going to delete it and try again.
Okay, I'm going to undo my retweet. I don't think I can undo my retweet. Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, let's see, grab our attention.
That's easy for you to say.
Attention.
Say big to differ.
At Rev T23.
Yeah.
Rev T23. Or hashtag zombie bacterium bitch.
Hashtag zombie bacterium?
At zombie bacterium. I don't know why I keep wanting to say hashtag.
Okay.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
With. Okay. I'm getting it right this time.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Now see if that makes more sense.
I will see. What's up, people? Hunter in the house. Do you have a question? Want to join us? Grab our attention. Everybody's zombie bacterium with hashtag antisocial. Actually, you put hashtag swakle. Swakle.
Don't make me laugh, dude.
Well, it's social. It's like Groucho Marx there. It's the antisocial show. It's very strange. I'm not sure why you put it like that, but have a happy New Year.
All right, so now I just gotta whatever.
Try it again. That's all right. Yeah, try it again.
Third time's a charm. Okay.
All right. Hello, I must be going. I cannot say I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same I must be going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I kept it. Okay, so I kept it real simple this time. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Hunter in the house.
Mm.
Do you have a question?
Mhm.
Want to join us? Grab our attention at RevT23 or Zombie Bacterium. Boom.
With
Ziggity boom.
what's the hashtag?
There's no hashtag this time.
There isn't?
No. I just kept it sweet, short, and condensed.
I must be looking at the wrong one then, because I've got one with a hashtag here. Let me have a look. Okay, refresh.
I'm about to tweet it right now.
Wow. Oh, okay. But you didn't delete the previous one. Oh,
Oh.
Oh, maybe you did. That's all right. Go ahead and tweet it out, and then
Yeah.
you can delete the other ones.
Okay. Let's see what I got going on here.
Yeah.
Thought I did delete the other ones. Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay. Well, they're still showing up in my timeline. I'm not sure why. That's
I have
okay.
no idea.
What's up, people? Hunter in the house. Do you have a question? Want to join us? Grab our attention. Well, the idea is they're supposed to Skype us, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but they have to give us their Skype name so that we can add them to the conversation.
Okay, good.
So-
Good start. I like that.
Yeah.
I sort of like this older Groucho Marx impression I'm developing. It's kind of based on the Gilbert Gottfried version, just not quite as advanced in age.
Now, is this where I'm supposed to like Rob Zombie this and like I don't know, like be Sheriff? Who was the dude from The Devil's Rejects? Who was the Sheriff Waddell? Is this where I'm supposed to be Sheriff Waddell and be like, you listen here, okay? You say another derogatory word about the king, I will kick the living shit out of you. Get this Hollywood loving out of my office, Groucho Marx.
What? That was The Devil's Rejects?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a sequel to something?
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw either of those films.
Okay, so let me all right, so okay, dear listeners, I thought that Tyson might have seen those films and thought he might have gotten the okay, so let me give you a brief description of just The Devil's Rejects, okay?
Yes.
House of a Thousand Corpses is just too complicated, and it really doesn't mesh well with The Devil's Rejects, except for characters, because there's like a family of like psychos and killers is basically what the sheriff is trying to take out. So essentially, Sheriff Waddell, his brother was also a lawman who got killed in House of a Thousand Corpses. So now it's kind of like a revenge thing where this guy just wants to, he doesn't necessarily care about the law. He just wants to, shoot, kill them and beat them up, that kind of thing, torture them. So he learns that all the family uses aliases, which are the Groucho Marx characters, the names of them. So they brought in this Hollywood movie critic who happens to be a big fan of Groucho Marx and was basically crying the blues because Elvis died 3 days before he did and took all the tension away and no one cared about Groucho dying. So then that's when Sheriff Waddell got pissed off and said, you say another derogatory thing about the king, I will stomp or kick the shit out of you or something like that.
This is from The Devil's Rejects, the second one.
Yes.
Not the House of a Thousand Corpses.
Negative.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just House of it. See, this is the thing, is I have this thing about watching things in order, so I probably wouldn't see The Devil's Rejects without having seen The House of a Thousand Corpses. The problem for me is that as much as I like hardcore horror films and I'm a fan of like makeup and stuff, like as time has gone on, I tend to avoid those a little more and more, depending, and so like when a movie has a title like House of a Thousand Corpses, there's a part of me that goes, how many corpses is too many for me to handle? So, and it's, because I can handle lots of corpses. I also like really ultra-violent zombie movies, like Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, or it's also known as Brain Dead, I think, overseas. I like the unedited, the non-watered-down version with all the ridiculous over-the-top gore, and and that to me is funny, though. So is House of a Thousand Corpses funny?
Oh, not by any stretch of the imagination.
It's a more straight ahead horror movie.
Oh yeah, dude, it's totally screwed up in every sense of the word. Like Rob Zombie, like there's something wrong with this guy, like in his head and shit. And
Okay.
you can see that in every single one of his films. Like you can see it with House of a Thousand Corpses. You can see it with The Devil's Rejects. You can see it with the movie 13, I think it's called, something like that. And then there was another one with he did in Salem. And that movie was like totally screwed up. So you could tell like there's something not right up there.
He did the 2 Halloween movies, right?
Yes, he did.
The 2.
But
yes.
Yes. Now the first one he did, the remake, the reboot was actually pretty good, but I didn't really like the second one at all.
Yeah, I hear it's decent. I'm not far enough along in the Halloween films to watch that one yet because I those kind of like I hadn't got to those ones yet.
His one and only failure with those movies. You look at the original. I feel like this is a conversation that we would start to be having like toward like the end of the summer. But so essentially, when you watch the original Halloween movie, right?
Yes.
You basically think of like some lunatic that escaped from the insane asylum and he's like running around killing people and. You think he's just an insane person until you get to part 2 when you find out that he's more than just an insane person. Like, there's something more to this guy. It's supernatural, basically, but there's really no, there's like no story. There's no like pre-story before how Michael became Michael. You know what I mean?
In the
like,
Rob Zombie versions?
Well, there is in the Rob Zombie versions. Like they showed him as a little kid first and then how he progressed into, the killer part of it. Right. So he kind of made Michael more human and it kind of like,
humanified him.
Exactly.
Humanified.
So you can't do that with these characters.
Right. So did you retweet your own tweet to your decent amount of followers?
I'm about to do it right now. Retweet. Okay. Done.
Okay. I'm not receiving any. Oh, there's just a retweet. Cool. I'm not receiving any. I'm not seeing any mentions online yet. So
yeah, that's because we just retweeted it.
Yeah. Who knows? It might.
Now let me ask you a question.
Well, it doesn't actually say in your tweet that we're live. Like it just says, "Hey, do you want to join us?" So it could be like, "Yeah, hey, you want to schedule a show to do with us?" Like it doesn't actually say we're live at all.
Hold on, I'll correct that problem. Hold on.
Well, you don't have to you don't have to correct the actual tweet itself. Just do another one. Why not? Do another one, and I'll retweet that one too. Anyway, you were going to say something.
we are live. We are live now.
This could be the worst show ever. No, it's pretty fun. I'm amused.
We are live now. Okay, that's all I'm putting. We are live now, so I'm going to retweet. All right, so I got that.
This episode's going to be called "Is It Live?" No.
Is it live?
No, probably.
No, it's
Is it?
Not
is it live? Is it live? Because Daryl Mack won't do things like that.
Okay, and retweet and got it. Boom. Bickety bam.
I did a Run DMC reference. I am of that age. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So. Yes.
Okay. So, I have a question.
Yes. Question away, sir. That we are live now. Okay.
With the exception of a very small group of people, and of course, this is the true story, listeners. With the exception of like a few people, anyone who listens to the show, we have no knowledge of. So all these people that listen to it, and I don't know what the number is if you round them all up, but so I can't tell you how many these people are.
You mean if you round the numbers up, not round people up?
Yeah, round the numbers up.
Yeah.
So if you round the numbers up, I'm not sure how many people altogether that we have. So I don't know who any of those people are. Like,
I have no idea. I think it's less than 10 though.
Probably. Really, less than 10?
I really don't know. I know one person who listens to us regularly.
Right. Okay, so basic. All right, so basically, what I'm saying, okay,
Yeah.
is that what if the show actually got to a larger scale? Of course, right. So obviously, we're we got the tweet out that we're live right now. You know, come join us, whatever. So what if like some weirdo joins us, like just like some creepy ass, you know, like weirdo that like I don't know, like has some type of like secret worship for you and has like your picture like on a pedestal and you know like some type of anti-social show poster of some kind, and they just like you know
That would be remarkable.
you wouldn't find that creepy.
It's unlikely. But oh yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't find it creepy. I'm just not I don't think it would happen. So 1, 2, 3. So question marks. So you're asking if we're live now?
No, I'm not.
That's what it says on Twitter. It says we are live now. It did question marks instead of exclamation points. So it looks like you're asking really loudly or really. It's a really intense question. Maybe hashtag live also, by the way, like we are live now, or you know, Skype us.
Okay.
We are live now. We are hashtag live now. Hashtag Skype us at Zombie Bacterium to join us. Exclamation points.
We are live now. I meant to do that, by the way, but then like you were distracting me.
Sorry. Aha. Ouch. Ow.
Okay, now it's retweeted.
All right. Let's see here. We are live now. Contact. Oh, just me. Huh? Okay, that's fine.
You're probably likely to see it better than
Could be.
before I will.
Could be. Could be. Well, if you're out there in Twitter land, contact us on the line. If you don't have Skype, we can't help you this time. But one of these days you might talk to us on the Skype line. Something like that. I've been listening to your show on the radio, and you seems like a friend to me.
So I'm picturing this, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. While you're doing all that and don't ask me why I pictured it, but I picture you, age 48. Let's say age 48, right? So you're at age 48 and you have a Mustang, okay?
In 3 years.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying if it's like I think it's going to be like whatever model, doesn't matter, but you're going to be driving in the mountains, okay?
Is this because I live in California that you imagine me in a Mustang?
No.
Okay, just checking.
So you're driving in the mountains, you know, by yourself, but there's snow up there, and you might not be used to snow. But then you lived in Washington, so you might be used to snow. I don't know if it snows out there or not, but
Sure.
Okay, so you're used to snow, but your car kind of like goes over the embankment and it kind of like rolls down the hill, and then some woman takes you out and takes you home, and because she's been listening to Antisocial Show, she's your number one fan.
The misery scenario. Yes.
Yes.
I remember you bringing up the misery scenario before. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Annie Wilkes scenario, I think was her name.
Yes.
The Oscar-winning performance by Kathy Bates' character from a book by Stephen King, adapted by Rob Reiner, or for the screen by Rob Reiner and whoever else. Rob
Reiner and whoever else.
Well, he's done at least three Stephen King book to film translations, book or story.
Oh yeah.
Film. There was I feel like this has probably come up, but yeah, Misery, the one we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by Me.
Stand by Me,
based on the novella The Body from
The Body. Yes.
Different Seasons, I think is the compendium.
It is.
And almost all of those stories, by the way, have been made into movies now, except one, which they actually, I think, are working on one. I think they're working on a version of the breathing method, but I can't imagine why they would do that one. But anyway, and Dolores Claiborne.
Yes. Now, actually, we have talked about we have talked about this before, but it was like many episodes ago, it seems. So, and I think it was like a totally different like topic. I don't like it was a totally different type of discussion because I think we were discussing movies at that particular time. It just so happened that the Misery thing ran through my head as you were talking, or singing, so that's why I had to bring that up.
Cool. Yeah. It's the flow of conversation.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So I can tell you, dear listeners, because you will hear this, I promise you, before the other 2 episodes that I recorded by myself. Now, don't ask me why, but if you remember, there is an episode of me solo. So this is part of like a 3-episode series of me going solo, and the third one I uncensored.
You uncensored a show, you're saying?
Yes, I did.
Uncensored a show? I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, so if you think about this, right?
There we go. Okay, that didn't do anything. Yes.
If you think about this, we are censored because we don't curse or try not to curse, and if we do, we bleep it out because it reaches a broader audience, of course. So I decided to do a show that was just uncensored.
Right.
So if it ever does get uploaded, of course, provided Tyson doesn't make it censored, there is a rare episode where it will be totally uncensored. If I ever decide to let you hear it. Ow! My dumb ass is playing with a clip.
Oh, I thought you just did a James Brown.
I feel good.
Ow. I can't even. Yeah, it's too late at night to do a scream right now, so. It's too late at night. The baby is sleeping next door.
Oh my God! So
yeah.
Speaking of too loud, so in case everyone was wondering, now that you can actually see these things, my studio right now is actually in my immediate living area, which is behind me.
Yes. What about that? What's behind you?
My living area.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So basically, there's no like separation of studio, but it basically is just what I just call my studio, basically. So, but anyway.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is just the extra room.
Yes. In the apartment that I looked at today, actually does have a den that I am turning into a studio. So, but it's got like wood floors and it's on top, and there's a person underneath.
The person underneath?
Yeah, so that's going to be real interesting.
Doing what?
Well,
what am I missing? What are you trying to tell me?
So basically,
yeah.
I was talking about.
You're talking about
how I'm in my studio, but it's my living space at the same time. Okay.
Right. Your studio is your living space.
Right, but I'm going to get a proper studio because I'm actually moving out of the house.
Oh, okay.
This house.
Yeah.
And I'm getting an apartment, but what's going to be great about it is the fact that I have my own actual studio, but it's going to be interesting to see because there will be people underneath me, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you'll be living above some people.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see when the show's happening.
Well, if you just walk lightly around, and don't shout and stuff at night, it should be fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Just gotta gumshoe it across the floor. Heel toe it. So creak.
But no, I wasn't talking about walking. I was talking about doing this show, dude.
Right. But I mean, like when you're walking around, and like as far as noise going through the ceiling. Are you talking about being too loud when you have neighbors? Oh, so there's like no neighbors where you are right now. You've got nobody. You've got nobody connected on the walls. So
Right. So if I talk loud and shout and all that
Right now.
good right now,
Yeah.
no one's going to hear about it.
Right. Okay. But in the future,
Yeah.
that might be a thing.
Right. So I'm glad that all the I'm glad that the equipment works this way. No one can actually hear the show as the show is going on. Basically.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you, dude?
Yeah. You're conveying information to me.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like it's taking my brain a bit to process that. That's all it is. It's like I congratulations that you're moving. Is that something good? I mean, or is it?
Oh yeah.
Are you happy to be moving or?
Yeah. Yes and no.
Well, yeah. It's a different arrangement.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how much of this do you want to talk about? You're moving in with somebody, right?
Yeah, I don't care. We can talk about all of it.
Well, that's cool. I mean, like now, living with somebody. That's a really big transition.
Oh yes, it is.
I mean, I remember when Laura and I started living together, and that was a long time ago now. We've been married for over 15 years now. But like, there's that energy when you first move in with somebody, and it's just kind of like, it's a shared space kind of thing. So there's a whole vibe to it. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just different, It's but you've cohabitated with people before.
Huh?
You've lived with other people before. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I mean, if I'm correct, you were married at one point.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So you've lived with somebody. Like
now, yeah, but now now she's somebody else's nightmare.
Right. But
because not mine.
Are you looking forward to moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather talk about something else?
No, not at all.
We don't have to leave this in. Let's go.
No, we can leave this in. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, I haven't done it in such a long time, so it's going to be interesting and fun at the same time.
I know what it is. It's like we normally talk about like movies and cartoons and things, and I'm like, here, how's your real shit going, Hunter? Like, how's all the stuff that actually matters in life going, dude?
It was actually pretty funny because we were talking about like what we normally talk about, and then we kind of just fell into, hey Hunter, how's your personal life?
Yeah, I wonder how you're doing. I don't know. I'm talking to my son all the time. I know he can't understand me yet. I mean, he kind of can probably. I'm sure that there's stuff getting in, and the more I say words, the more he'll recognize words, and then maybe eventually he'll remember some of the stuff that I've said. But like, right. So I'm, I talk to him when I change his diaper. I'm like, okay, we're gonna. You open this here and look, and it's all right. And yep, seal definitely went. Okay, so we're gonna open this up, and yeah, you're doing good. I'll just talk to him. I don't want him to freak out or get a complex. It's not. It doesn't bother me to change diapers. So, I don't want him to get the idea that it does. I don't want him to feel any kind of disgust. If I was feeling any, which I don't. But if I had been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to make it normal. Because everybody poops. So
I think like the only crazy story I have with kids, so obviously I have no kids yet, but I do have a godson.
Cool.
So, and I was there from the day he was born, changed diapers, watched him, gave him baths and shit like that. So, he's obviously having a bath. I'm in there, and he had like this toy, right? So now if you sink the toy, it basically floats or it stays down at the bottom, and then you pull it out, and then all the water kind of like falls out of it like a soft shower.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's washing up, soaping up, or whatever. So I take the toy and I put it over his head so that the rainwater could just wash the soap out of his head. And apparently that was a bad idea because it got into his face. And like, you want to talk about a set of lungs?
Oh boy!
Like I thought the windows were gonna, because he legitimately thought he was drowning and he wasn't, because the water got in his eyes and his mouth and his nose and stuff like that. Oh yeah. So recommended not to do that to kids when you have those type of toys.
Yeah. What was the thing? You said a soft shower?
Yeah, so basically it was like this weird looking spaceship that, it floated, right? So but when you push it down, it stays down, but it collects water at the same time. So when you pull it out of the water completely, it kind of just whatever was collected inside kind of just like drips down from the bottom like rain.
Oh, interesting.
Now whether it's meant to do that or not, that's basically what it was doing. So
Cool. Yeah. But yeah, so got to keep the water off the face. Yeah. We're getting we're bathing him and like making sure that we kind of put a hand above his forehead and then pour the water above that so it goes to back from the front to the back to his head. I'm doing some visual stuff on here that is just going to be people are going to be what are they doing? Actually, they're going to be like, why are they talking about this? And I'll wonder why they have lockjaw. But
now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you guys do what every new parent does and pack everything for your child before you leave the house?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a diaper
like
bag.
I meant like overly pack.
Oh, we have a we have a diaper bag, I guess we call it. It's like a travel thing, and it's got diapers and a pacifier. It's got rattle stuff in it like this. We don't use those things, so technically it's overpacking. But if we ever need the rattle, it's better to have the rattle and not need it than need the rattle and not have it.
That's true.
So, and I've pulled it out before. Like I try various things. Like there's a rattle in this chair that he sits in. It's got lights, and so it's like there's a rattle, like a maraca hanging from a string, and then there's like a kind of a bad plastic tambourine that still makes a noise that's distinct from the maraca, so it's okay. But they both kind of like that noise. And so it's got backup diapers. It's got the thing for him to lay on. It's got PPTPs.
What's that?
A PPTP is a bit of cloth that is shaped like a cone.
Okay.
On the outside, on these particular ones, there's a pattern like fabric on it, so it's cloth cone, and then so it's like a flat cloth, and on the inside, on the inside is like the material like the towels are made out of, or washcloths, a little fur kind of fabric,
right?
Like on a towel, and then on the outside is a printed straight fabric that is actually of little wiener dogs. Because what a PPTP does is that when you have a boy and you have to expose his genitals to clean around them, and you put the PPTP over his penis so he doesn't pee in your face.
Gotcha.
Or back over his head or anywhere that it can go, But you also learn to watch for when it's probably going to go off. But it's just easier, it's safer, And then you have this little thing that's like a cloth, like a small washcloth, and then you just kind of hold it there if he decides to start peeing, and then it fills up, and then you wash that. So yeah, it's a TP that you put on his pee-pee.
I'll tell you what, dude.
Yeah.
With all the really cool crap they have now for making parenting life easy when you're having a baby, like the diaper genie, right? Mm-hmm. And all the other cool stuff. Like kids my age, like growing, like when we were babies back in the 80s, mm-hmm. we didn't have nothing.
Oh yeah, we had disposable diapers. I'm sure I had a potty trainer seat of some sort. I was also a baby in the 70s, by the way.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, obviously we all had the training pod and the disposable diapers and all that, but we didn't have like all the fancy crap.
No, I mean we had our own fancy crap. We had our
own fancy crap.
Yeah, we had whatever it was that we thought was fancy at the time. I know what you're talking about. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm
being optimistic about it.
Sure, I'm reframing it.
You're reframing it.
You're saying this was bad, and I'm saying it's not so bad. I'm good copying it, basically. I'm like Kevin, in the Kevin and Ralph dynamic, where it's like, it's not so bad, Ralph, or maybe it'll be great, Ralph, or whatever it is. It's happy Kevin, that kind of thing.
Yes,
but is essentially what I'm doing. I'm Pollyanna-ing it.
Pollyanna-ing.
Pollyanna-ing. So that would probably be hyphenated to avoid having an A and an I close together, because in English it's harder to deal with vowels that are right next to each other. than it is, say, for Esperanto. Anyway.
That's anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so I got to thinking about something, right?
Sure.
So, because we do discuss movies on this show rather heavily, so your thoughts on this. So, Troll 2 is considered one of the worst movies ever created. In fact, not the worst movie ever created, where I really feel like the director and the writers would probably be stoned to death, type god-awful. But out of all the movies ever released from Hollywood, right, whether they be B movies, A movies, I mean, there has to be another movie that like supersedes in worseness than
In
badness, right?
Yeah.
Than Troll 2.
I'm sure there is. I mean, people love Troll 2. It's so bad.
Yeah, so
like they venerate it. Yeah. Movies that are, well, it's funny. There's so many bad movies that are good also in their own way. That also get venerated in their own way. There's a lot of interesting movies on Mystery Science Theater. There's, some of them are like, but it's hard to say. Like, there's a level of incompetence that is definitely can be considered bad, but then there's like sometimes where it's like if it's so immature-ish, but it's hard, amateur. Well, depending on your accent, amateur and immature are the same word. So I'm not sure where one says it closer to the other, but it's hard to tell that sound apart in some parts of the United States. Anyway, what are we talking about?
we were talking about the amateur movies, basically movies that were like so amateurish.
So bad films, yeah. Like like Manos: The Hands of Fate is pretty bad. It's the sort of thing that you would like. I think if you walked into like when movies are like a real big investment as far as your time, and then maybe you decided to get out of bed that day or go out that evening or whatever it is. Maybe you got a babysitter, who knows? But for some reason, it's like there's this thing about if you go to the theater and you pay money to see something and it turns out to be god awful, then yeah, it feels like it's like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you at the time, I suppose. You could have a real negative experience with a bad film, but it's like when you see bad films on Mystery Science Theater, it doesn't seem that bad. You can go, yeah, I wouldn't want to pay money to see this, but or whatever it is. But then again, if you have cable, you're paying money to see whatever's on it. So it's whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like,
now
it's not a good film. It is, but it is interesting, and it's worth seeing at least once.
So these bad films, obviously, they don't insult anybody. It's just the fact that they're just god awful garbage, pieces of trash, essentially garbage. But
yeah,
what about adaptations of movies that like are great, right?
Sure.
But this particular adaptation of it is one of those piles of garbage. That we talked about, like it's just so god awful. Like, wouldn't you just be insulted rather than okay, this movie just sucks and just be done with it?
Be insulted by the film being bad?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like insulting to the fact that you actually got excited because you knew what it was, right? Just that you knew that it was a different adaptation of it, but you were still excited to watch it because you happen to like that iconic storyline. Case in point, Dracula, right?
Oh, so like a version of Dracula. It's like have I ever watched, for example, a version of, let's say it's Dracula. Have I ever watched a version of Dracula where I thought this is not only the worst adaptation of the story of Dracula I've ever seen, but it's an insult to the memory of the story or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? That sort of thing?
Yes.
Have I seen a really bad Dracula movie? I mean, no. I've not like to where it made me angry, and now I've got to see it's. But the question you're actually asking is also, or the question that is implied with that question is, would there be a film that was an adaptation of something that would be so bad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that you're like, how dare they even call this?
Right.
How dare they, basically? How dare they?
Because I have.
What is it?
there is a Dracula film.
Oh,
Okay,
for you, it's a Dracula film. Okay, that's good.
it's a Dracula film. I forget the name of it, but essentially Dracula is in Transylvania, and his sister is like she's about to die, basically, right? So in this version, Dracula has a sister. Okay, so and she's dying, and he needs for some reason he needs to drink the blood of virgins, but there's none to be had. So him and his assistant, they go to Italy now, okay, and they stay in this lord, whatever they call them over there, in his mansion, and he's gone away on a business trip, so it's just his wife and 4 daughters or something like that, and one guy, and who sounds like he's from Brooklyn, and
yes,
essentially, he's dying because they don't have fresh blood because they're not virgins except for one of them, and now it's become a softcore porn. So to me, that was the insult to the memory of Dracula.
I know of which you speak. Do you know what this movie is called?
I forget the name of it.
It's called a couple different things. It's called Blood for Dracula.
Okay.
It's also called Andy Warhol's Dracula. Because it was Andy Warhol's Dracula. He produced it like Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. Both Andy Warhol's Dracula and Andy Warhol's Frankenstein were directed by Paul Morrissey. And I don't remember if he was in Frankenstein, but the guy you're talking about who was in Andy Warhol's Dracula is Joe D'Alessandro.
Gotcha.
Now Joe D'Alessandro, later, when I think of, because they would say that Joe D'Alessandro was people would write that he was Andy Warhol's Brando, basically, essentially, okay. And so it's okay. So then later, when in around Zack and Miri era of Kevin and Jason, I felt like Muse was sort of like Kevin's Joe D'Alessandro.
Ah, yes.
On some level,
some level,
without being insulting. It's not meant to be.
No,
no. So, but yeah, it was I remember this movie. Yeah, it was not good. It had some good stuff. Some good stuff in it, but not overall not good.
No, it was killing my life, because here you have the Lord of Darkness, he's the first vampire, you can't get no more badass than he is, and some guy from Brooklyn ripped his arms off, and he's just running through the castle with no arms, and he's supposed to be Dracula,
Udo Kier. Udo Kier, yeah, he's Dracula. He's got, he's
Yeah, but he sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
And he at Udo Kier at that age, at that youth, looks a lot like that actress who was in that first Mission Impossible movie. Who was John Voight's wife? Emmanuel Beert, was that her name? They have very similar faces.
Yes.
Him at that time period and her now, or her in the 90s. Him in this whatever this.
Right.
It was the 70s. Did they make these movies in the 70s? It was 70s.
Yeah, 70s.
It was 73 and 74. I think these movies were. I think.
God.
So yeah. So
God. He should just stop making movies at that point.
He was also in a movie called The Story of O.
I didn't see that.
It was kind of I think it had bondage and domination and stuff like that, and it was some it's softcore kind of, it's eroticism of some sort. And so when they made a sequel to The Story of O, it was directed by Chet Back Hollywood Hours Phil Larnis.
Right.
He directed the sequel to The Story of O.
I have a correction. Story of O, Chapter 2, was released in 1984, directed by Eric Rochant. An additional film, The Story of O, Untold Pleasures, was released in 2002, directed by Phil Larnis.
That's just something that ties us to Combat Radio and everything else that we know.
Oh yes, okay. yes.
Because they were associated with Combat Radio at one point, and also Succotash. Yeah, so yeah.
Yes, I dude, you were telling me this and it just wasn't processing.
It's fine.
So
yeah.
Yes. I forgot that Combat Radio is like its own universe.
Yeah.
That's why I call it the Combat Radio universe, because it literally is just that. And of course, when you go to the outer reaches of the Combat Radio universe, you can find the Antisocial Show.
Somewhere on there, yeah.
Yeah. That would be Brigade Radio 1 Zoltulg.
That's right. And while you're there, check out all the other podcasts or soundcasts that are on there, but also go to TysonSaner.com. That's TysonSaner.com to find links to Succotash, to Antisocial Show, to my SoundCloud, to Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone, which is a gaming show my wife does on her YouTube channel, which is Sexy Laura 27 Games. That is capital SEXXY capital LAURA, the numeral 2, the numeral 7, capital GAMES. Haven't got to say that for a while. I haven't done a game video for a while. I have a bunch of game videos that I've captured, but I haven't finished editing yet. Because I haven't had time. I haven't had time to edit. I don't know if you noticed, but we also one of our show is late this week. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No bites yet. I just checked.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
Oh yeah. I noticed that you weren't uploading anything on YouTube lately, as far as like games.
Oh yeah.
And I certainly haven't gamed in like weeks.
I do have I have an archive of episodes that people can look at if they want to. It's a show I do called Tyson Singer Gamer. For those of you who are joining us this first time, thank you, by the way. I don't know why you chose this episode, but I appreciate it a great deal anyway. This thing is slow. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm slow.
Nah. So I went to a flea market, right?
I think we might have just had an earthquake. Little one. So you went to a birthday party?
No, not a birthday party. Jesse and I went to a flea market, right?
You went to a flea market?
Yeah, I love flea markets, especially like it's like my spring and summer pastimes to go to flea markets, right? So, but what I find funny, and I forgot about flea markets, are so many interesting, weird people that go through a flea market. It's just mind blowing. Like, have you ever been to a flea market?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while, but yeah.
Pay attention to the people, dude, because they are worse than the people that shop at Walmart. And I shop at Walmart.
Do people still haggle at flea markets?
Oh, yeah. Well, not really. No.
Wow. You remember?
No. They do. They do. So because why are you gonna pay full price for something, or what they're asking for, if you can, especially if it's like toward the end of the day,
right?
It's better to haggle at that point because they're pretty much done making money at this point.
So you put your high price on your item, and then you kind of argue down from there.
Right.
But there's also a number that you don't want to go below, theoretically.
Oh yeah. No, you don't want to lowball too much on something.
Anyway. So yeah, how was the flea market?
Oh, it was awesome, dude. This one guy had like all kinds of like cool shit, and basically just like old 80s action figures, comics, things like that, collectibles.
Cool. I have some comic books.
Hell yeah, dude. You need to hold on to those.
Oh, I have. Yeah. Got a bunch of Richie Rich comic books. Harvey comics, yeah. Somewhere I've got
Richie Rich
magazines, I think, still.
There's a nice adaptation of called Riverdale, a show based on Archie.
Yeah, I saw the previews for that a couple of years ago before it went on. I think it was a couple of years ago by now, and it looked interesting.
Oh, it definitely is.
I never got around to it. I'll tell you what I did watch recently, though, is I cracked into Westworld for the first time.
Westworld.
Yeah, it's a series on HBO that is based on the Michael Crichton movie from the 70s, I think. One with in that movie, it's set in a future where there's theme parks. There's like Westworld, Future World, and I think Medieval World, right?
Right.
And they're fantasy vacation lands where you go, and it's like at Westworld. Let's do Medieval World. So in Medieval World, all of the people who are there, they're all androids, basically.
Right.
They're hosts, and they're there to kind of help you live out a storyline, or maybe you want to bed a maiden, and you can fuck a robot basically, but they look like humans, they're
Right.
very, very realistic looking robots, because it's the 70s or whatever, and they're played by real people, so of course they're going to look realistic because they're actually actors, but it's not like they're trying to pass off a really sophisticated animatronic for a human being and puppeting it around the movies or anything like that. Although that would have been amazing if they had and hand puppets would be even better. But anyway, so you can live out the fantasy of being a knight in medieval castle, or you can be a cowboy in Westworld, and you can have shootouts and ride horses and maybe go to the saloon and take a pretty girl upstairs or whatever it is, you can have a gunfights in the streets. I think I mentioned that you can, and so it's Westworld, and the joke of the trailer, they let you know, Westworld is kind of the original Jurassic Park. It's by the same author, but the idea is like theme park and stuff goes wrong.
Okay.
So like in the trailer, it's like, welcome to Westworld. You can live out your fantasies as a blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get this exactly right, but the last part I'll get right because and then, everything is completely monitored and something for your protection. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. So it like skips like the program is breaking down basically. Yeah. So that's the trailer for that. So, which is actually really similar to the Jaws 3 idea, I think. But anyway.
So where can you watch Westworld?
The new series, it's on HBO that is based on the movie.
Gotcha.
Is that what you want to watch, or did you want to watch the original movie? Because I'm not sure.
The original movie.
Not sure.
Is it on Prime?
It might be. I haven't looked for it on Prime. I should, because it also had a sequel called Future World, and Peter Fonda was in that, and that was okay. But Westworld is the original classic, and it's got like James Brolin and Richard Benjamin in it.
It is definitely not. I can't get it on my Prime. That sucks.
Okay, but the series is on Hulu, and it's on HBO, but you can watch it on Hulu right now. It's yeah.
For $1,000 a day, vacationers can indulge whims at the theme park called Westworld. They can bust up a bar or bust out of jail, drop in on a brothel, or get the drop on a gunslinger. It's all safe. The park's lifelike androids are programmed never to harm the customers, but not all droids are getting with the program.
Basically, yeah. So that's what the original film is about. So yeah, it's like one of those kind of sci-fi things.
I definitely have to watch that though now.
It's a classic, it's pretty good. But so the update is kind of like an extension of that idea. I watched the first 2 episodes so far, and it's pretty good. I will likely be watching it in the future, but I don't have a lot of time to watch things. It's like sometimes I'm just so tired that I really can't work on stuff. So it's like, let's just see what's on, turn off my brain for a bit, and kind of enjoy some passive entertainment before I fall asleep or whatever it is. And so it's good. It's good. Westworld. It's looking good so far. It's got Jeffrey Wright in it and Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, nice.
Evan Rachel Wood, James Marsden, Ed Harris. Ed Harris is in it. Andy Newton is in it. Let's see. I remember all the people that I recognize. Then there are some actors that I do not recognize yet, and I'm sure if I continue watching it, I'll know their names before too long, but I don't know that I've seen them before in things, so I don't wish to slight them in this public forum, as it were, but I can't. My memory's not 100% on things I'm unfamiliar with. Eventually,
and also because you're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. Eventually things become familiar and then they stick, but it hasn't got to that point yet. I also watched the first episode of the new version of The Tick, which is on Amazon Prime, by the way.
Movie or show?
TV series, live action TV series based on the cartoon The Tick. First developed as a TV series by Barry Sonnenfeld and Patrick Warburton, with Patrick Warburton as the Tick, the big blue superhero. Are you familiar with The Tick?
Yes, I am.
The cartoon? Spoon,
yep.
All that. Yeah, did you know they had made a live action series based on it?
Yes.
Okay.
I just haven't watched it yet.
So the new series is also Barry Sonnenfeld and Patrick Warburton are still involved, but it's Peter Serafinowicz as the Tick.
Nice.
And then other people.
Can you imagine naming a superhero the Tick?
Ben Edlund, I think, is the person who wrote it. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's funny. It's. I mean, it's a. Yeah, it makes me wonder if there was a talk.
Well, it's like for example, if someone were to walk up to you and say, "Use what you're afraid of," and that would be like your superhero name or whatever. So obviously, you know, Batman. Bruce Wayne's afraid of bats, so he's Batman. You know, and myself would be Roachman.
You don't like roaches? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I would be Roachman.
Roachman, you'd be taking back the fear of insects by stalking your prey in dumpsters.
Pretty much. I mean, can you imagine if hear me out on this one, okay? So you got so it opens up in a dark city or whatever, right? And you have that woman walking down the street by herself, you know, kind of throwing glances over her shoulder, but then, you know, keep on walking forward, and she's walking past a dark alley where two scumbags tend to cause her harm. Like they're intending malice intent, basically, and they pull her, and I just fucked up a word. They pull her into the alleyway to do something bad, and then deeper in the alley where they can't see, there's noise being, you know, there's noise basically. So the one guy's like, I hear something, and the other guy's like, shut up, I'm going to enjoy this. And the other one's like, come on, man, I hear something, let's get out of here. And he's like, shut up, or you don't get a taste. And then all of a sudden, these roaches, hundreds of them start coming out of the darkness and stuff, and then here I come, Roach Man.
Cool.
You know what? Yeah. That was my grand entrance.
Of the night, yeah.
Right. And then I'm I just you know, I don't know how I would look, but I would imagine maybe obviously some type of suit, of course, that's made to look like a roach.
Maybe a cloak or a duster that's made of some kind of, so it looks like a leather duster, but it's
if I was giving myself a cowboy look.
But it's actually or like an old gunslinger, not exactly a cowboy, but some sort of Roland kind of deal where it's you know. Not an American cowboy. Somebody who's got to be out there in the weather and and except it's actually armor, it's maybe bulletproof or
so
has a cloaking ability or something.
Even though I'm Roach Man, I look like a gunslinger.
You know, it needs work. We can adjust the as we go. Speaking of roaches, and lots of them. Sorry, since you don't like them. Did you ever see the movie Joe's Apartment?
Yes, yeah. I hate that movie.
Oh, I thought that. Well, you know, the first half of that movie is pretty good. I don't remember the rest of it. You know, I remember Robert Vaughn being good and Jerry O'Connell being good. And I think Megan Ward might have been in that movie. I don't remember. It's been a long time, but I thought it was pretty funny. But you know, not if you don't like roaches, I guess. So yeah.
Here's a situation that you have. Okay.
Okay. That I have.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying in general. Here's a situation that you have.
That one might have. Okay.
One might have whatever. Here's the situation. Okay. So if you are from New York, the city, Manhattan, okay, you know that it sits on an island. Okay. So with that being said, it's surrounded by water, and with that, and of course, compile the fact of the sewers and all current and abandoned subway tunnels, because there's a lot of abandoned subway tunnels down there that aren't being used. Oh. So and of course, very hot down there. You go down into a subway in the city, it's very hot. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. In the summertime, it's even hotter, and that breeds not just regular roaches, but what they call water bugs. They're not water bugs; they're sewer roaches.
Oh boy!
And they're the size of Buicks.
Oh God!
Oh yeah,
giant bugs in the sewers. Makes me think of that movie Mimic. Did you ever see that with Guillermo del Toro's film?
Yes.
Yeah. So is that the kind of thing? Wouldn't Roach Man be similar to that?
Yes.
Or Roach Man would be. Or do you Roach Man? Sorry, go ahead.
Roach Man would be similar to that, but maybe in a suit or some kind, or maybe if he puts on a ring he becomes like a venom, like a venom type creature, where just like it's all like it's like a biosuit that just takes over his entire body and literally turns him into a roach, like a giant roach.
Yeah, you might want to consider a waistcoat or something on him, or a vest.
Oh,
Like
why a vest?
Well, vests, they have two little pockets. They're lightweight. They're kind of add a little extra layer of something. And maybe it could be Kevlar, but they can be lightweight. And plus, like sometimes they look really stylish. Like Morpheus had a great vest in waistcoat in The Matrix, at least the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he actually fought in that vest on top of a semi-trailer truck thing in
Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, these movies just recently had their 20th anniversary. Or the first one did. The first one did, actually. March 27th, I think, something like that.
God, man, don't you feel old now? Because I know I do.
Yeah, totally. I do. It is still a great film. I'm a fan of the series. I clipped for Succotash, a show that will be already out by the time people hear this, the Slash film cast. They talk about the 20th anniversary of The Matrix and the film itself in general, and kind of take you from the beginning of the end of it. So if you haven't seen The Matrix yet, or you don't want it spoiled, or both of those things, then don't listen to that episode. But or
fast forward through it.
But you can listen to the soundcast in general / filmcast. It's quite good. It's good for movies. Good people on there. Anyway, little free promotion for them. Little free promotion for them.
Yep, a free plug.
Free plug.
Free plug. That's all right though.
Yeah. No. It's like when we talk about any of the things like Strange Times or Succotash or Combat Radio. It's just things we happen to like and we remember to talk about them at the time.
Share the love.
So, this might be interesting.
Now that looks like Chocolove.
Yes.
Chilies and cherries.
That is correct. This is another Chocolove candy bar. I have a couple other ones, but I thought this one might be interesting to taste tonight for a little impromptu session of Tyson Saner Taster. Little highlight, if you don't mind. So I'll just be breaking the seal on this. But it expired last year. No, that's not true. Chilies and cherries in dark chocolate. I also tend to choose these things because they are gluten-free. That's a big selling point for me, as you recall. Ouch. Sorry, the sound of chocolate breaking. Ooh, okay. Already, breaking apart the chocolate, there's like little bits of fruit embedded in it.
Nice.
You can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of off the edge there. That's probably a little bit of cherry. It's either cherry or chili. So I'm going to eat a square of it.
All right.
And we'll see. Cheers.
Cheers. Spicy and sweet at the same time.
It's good chocolate.
Mm.
I was going to say I can taste the cherry. And now the heat is there kind of at the back of the throat. I really shouldn't talk, because it feels counter. It feels. I was taught not to talk with your mouth full, so this is very counterintuitive. Well, you know what? That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
It is spicy, but it's doable. I'm gonna have another piece. So, by the way, a cherry, a dried cherry, is not texturally nor taste-wise that different from a raisin. It's very similar to a raisin, but the chili note is really interesting. So it's kind of like chocolate plus raisin plus heat.
Plus heat.
Pardon me. It's good though. It's 55% dark chocolate. Not bad at all. Speaking of raisins, so do you like raisins?
Hell yeah, I do.
I do too. I really like this kind of raisin. This is actually a brand that everybody knows about. This is like a
That'd be my brand.
Sun-Maid.
Yep.
And these are the yogurt flavored raisins or color covered raisins. I really like these. They're gluten free and they are tasty. And I mean, I like raisins in general, but like these, you can pour like a box of them in your oatmeal or whatever, and it's pretty tasty. But they came out recently with some flavors where they've added sour to golden raisins. They have sour lemon, sour strawberry, and then these, which are
Is that sour watermelon?
It is sour watermelon.
Yeah.
Now, I've not tried the sour watermelon yet because I kind of wanted to do it for one of these. So now I'm going to take it out. Okay, it just kind of looks like a regular golden raisin. Maybe a bit greener, which is kind of odd. Oh yeah, much greener. Oh, they're like green golden raisins. Okay, so there's no coating on it, not like a yogurt covered raisin. But perhaps a glaze. So I'm going to try one of these raisins. Okay. Oh. Well, that that is much better than I thought it was going to be.
Much better?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be coated with some of that stuff that it's like the not Sour Patch. Those are good. The what are those really sour gumballs?
Oh,
like Pucker or something.
Something to that effect.
So like the atomic warheads, except they're like sour, mega sour warheads or something. Which, by the way, I do like those, but I was really expecting it to be like an extraordinarily sour watermelon and be like coated like a yogurt, except like with green or something. Well, it's lovely. It's sweet and nice. It's really good. This would also be good in oatmeal.
Nice.
So, Sun-Maid, sour watermelon golden raisins. I would give 5 out of 5 stars. The Choco Love, I'm going to have to give 4. 4 out of 5. I don't like it as much as the ginger, and that's personal preference. But I do like it, and I do think it's very tasty, and it's still 4 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good. If that matters to anybody.
It might aid in their decision.
Somebody else might like chili more, so they might like ginger less, and it would be the opposite. So, some people don't like ginger snaps. So, whatever, that might remind them of ginger snaps, so they wouldn't like it as much as they might like the chili one. So, that's cool. So, that was
They got chili raisins?
Oh, yeah, they probably do. I haven't seen any, but yeah, the raisins coated with chili powder, that's got to be a thing.
That would be cool.
A lot of chewing with raisins. A lot of, particulates. A lot of stuff sticking to the inside of one's mouth. Well, that's about all the time we have for Antisocial Show. I'm Tyson Sainer.
And I'm Hunter Block.
Be decent to each other.
Absolutely.
Have a good time, folks.